small victory. And lesson by lesson, embracing every single aspect of this position. Unbeknownst to me, this was the beginning of my journey to the discovery of the humility of leadership. Mr. Chairman. With the help and guidance of my friend and student advisor, I was able to form a partnership with a local mentorship program for kids of incarcerated parents. This was something that I knew would have a profound impact on the lives of the kids and the diverse group of students. With excitement, the program kicked off with students being assigned mentees and scheduling days for meetups, to break the ice. During the hustle and bustle of the moment, I never stopped to think of the profound impact this would have on me. In the days and weeks that followed, I met my mentee. He was a 13-year-old Latin American kid who lived with his grandmother. He was tall for his age, maybe about 5 feet 10 inches, medium build, freckle-faced, with curly hair. Initially, he was a bit reclusive, only saying a few words here and there, and never really gave much eye contact. Of course, thoughts raced through my mind as to how I, a black guy from the Bahamas, would try to create a connection with him. Where would I begin? How could I relate to him? How would I possibly begin to understand how he felt losing both parents to incarceration? What could I do to make him begin to feel that life was fair and that it was okay to be upset sometimes? I simply had no clue. As the days and the meetups went by, we discovered commonalities. He was the eldest brother, and so was I. He had a little sister, and so did I. He thought he was Kobe Bryant in the fourth quarter, and unashamedly so. I did as well. This improved the relationship, and over time the conversations got longer, laughters got louder and more frequent. And I am sure he would disagree, but my jump shot did improve. One afternoon, after one of our intense basketball sessions at the university gymnasium, we sat and started to talk. He asked me about my parents and what they were like and if I missed them while being in university. I said, sometimes it is difficult being away from family, especially during the tough times. I also shared with him that my family was struggling financially and that I was only able to attend school through the generosity of a few people, scholarships, and the grace of God. I sensed that he, for the first time, was beginning to open up about how he felt about his parents being locked away. He replied by saying, "Jay, you're a lucky dude." I replied, "No, you are." The conversation continued for an hour or so, and I encouraged him to use his hurt and his anger to manifest his innate greatness and to avoid the mistakes that his parents made and be an example for his sister. Over time, my lack of resources made it difficult to get to him in person. But we made it work. 3 to 4 months had passed, and during this time, his grades and his relationship with his grandmother improved drastically. And for the first time, he decided that since he was 6 years old, he wanted to go and visit his father in prison. I remember that day. He called me when he arrived at the prison parking lot with his grandmother. With a shaky voice, he asked me, "Yo, what do I say? Is this a good idea?" I said, "Bro, it's going to be great. Be yourself. Get to know your father. You may find out he has a better jump shot than you. But seriously, you got this." He laughed, but agreed, and that day was the start of what is now a long-lasting relationship between father and son. As time passed, I went on to graduate and ultimately leave the U.S. We maintained our relationship for a while after, until we lost contact just a year after I returned home. In retrospect, my time in university was probably one of the most challenging in my life. Despite it all, and unbeknownst to me, I was being molded into a leader. It was through the program, creating a bond with my mentee, and giving him the courage to take a huge step in his life that defined leadership for me in the most humbling of ways. So, what is leadership? No, it's not an all-knowing, all-seeing, save the world with my superpower superhero. Rather, leadership is the simplistic and perpetual act of selflessness that inspires and calls the likely and the unlikely to awaken an untapped potential and act. It's the ability to adapt to change.